everybody, welcome back to my channel. Ignore my hair. I was just sitting down. I do have to go to work today, so I just wanted to play with makeup. I wasn't planning on filming. My husband got me this palette. We were at Ulta the other day and he got me this one and one other, and I wanted to try it out, so that's what's on my eyes today. I did copy this. I didn't copy it exactly. This is inspired from a makemeupmissa tutorial. I will link her video down below. Her look is better than mine, so go check hers out. But yeah, this is what the inside of the palette looks like. So we used some of these fun colors. I really like this palette. I wanted a different rainbow drugstore palette, and I really liked the color scheme in here. This is going to replace my e.l.f. J. Kissa palette, so now I have a good drugstore palette. Spoiler alert, I do like this. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to see some more looks, and I can definitely do some more with this because so far I like it. And yeah, if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. So we got one eye done. I wasn't sure if I was going to film this or not. I just kind of sat down to play with this palette. My husband bought it for me, so I wanted to test it out. So yeah, I wasn't completely sure I was going to film it. So I started doing this look. Wasn't as impactful. Took everything off. I'm going to use concealer as a base. This is just the e.l.f. Camo concealer, the regular one. I don't like this for under my eyes. It's too drying, but I like it for cut creases and using it as a base. So we're going to start with that. This may be a little bit all over the place. Like I said, I wasn't necessarily planning on filming this, but it turned out pretty. Like I said, it took me a minute to get it here. I went in with just my regular MAC paint pot, and the mattes weren't as bright. I copied this look from makemeupmissa, so it wasn't as bright as what she was getting. So I hadn't done my base yet, took everything off, decided to do my base because I wasn't having much fallout, and then just decided to go back in with concealer because if the base is a little bit tacky, things are generally a little bit brighter. So just making sure I kind of got that as even on my lid as I can get it. Okay, so again, we're using the Tammi X Revolution Tropical Carnival palette. This was her second palette with Makeup Revolution. Ooh, there's the name sheet. So we are going to be starting with the navy, and I think that's what it's called. I think is navy. And I've got all of my brushes out still. I just started off with my Sigma Blending E25. Originally, I started with different brushes, and that may also have been part of the problem. I did get a little bit more fallout. I had a tiny bit on the edge when I went in the second time, but this is a little bit fluffier than the brush I initially went in. The first one I went in with was very dense, so there wasn't really anything. I had a couple of tiny little pieces on this side when I went in the second time. So this is a halo eye, so we're going to take this all the way over. And I'm not blending anything at this point. I'm just trying to get that navy down. I haven't used a ton of Makeup Revolution palettes, and I'm trying to use more drugstore. So Mike went with me to Ulta the other day, and we got this palette and their green one that's in like the tin. It's got the CBD palette. So it's green on the inside. A while ago I had the blue one, but I ended up decluttering it just because it was almost identical to my Blue Blood, and I have the Blue Blood, so I didn't feel like I needed to keep the Makeup Revolution one, but I did test out that blue one and compare it. So I'm hopeful, the point of that story, hopeful that the green one will be decent. This tropical one was the one that I wanted, and Mike was like, oh, this looks like a fun palette. He liked the outer packaging. He didn't even realize it was a green palette, which is funny because he likes green. So I got that blue down. And then I just color switched, same brush, and I'm just gonna go around the edge just a little bit. And my base is already done. Again, I did my eyebrows and everything. I have work today. I thought I would sit down and just play, and then I did one eye just in the off chance that it turned out and I liked it and decided to film it. So here we are. Trying to pre-film, and so you see I've got a little bit of flecks of the blue, but it's not a lot. I'll link Mrs. video down below. She had more fallout, so she generally does her eyes first. I don't like doing that. I don't know, it's just I have a hard time getting my base on after, and there is a lot of kick up in the pan. I mean, you can see there's blue kind of coming over in here. But, so I color switched, same brush. Stop. My little dog has a bone buried on the bed. So we're going to go in with the light blue, lighter blue. It is called, I don't know, I can't pronounce it. Bacchanal, Bossanel, something. It's the matte light blue. So we're going to take that around the edge. So far, what I've used I like. I put a little bit of the black down in here. I think I need to fix that a little bit because I just kind of slapped it on at the end right before I decided to record, so I can fix that. But so far, this isn't a bad palette, and I'm just color switching again here just to kind of make sure we don't have a too harsh of one. I'm working at AutoZone today, so it doesn't necessarily have to be the best. And I did do the lower lash line a tiny bit different than what she did, just because my eyes running really bad today, and I was having a hard time getting the matte shadow to stick. So I ended up putting one of the blue shimmer underneath the black, just because shimmers will stick even when my eyes are running, because you can use them wet, so they tend to do a little better. I need to put a little bit more because you can see it's starting to come up a little bit. But so I altered the bottom just a little bit, like I said, because my eyes are watering. And then I'm going to go in just with a little blending brush, and we're going to go in with the yellow. There's only one yellow. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that either. It's the matte yellow, and I'm taking it more on the blue to start because we're going to make green. So the edge of this is going to be green. There are a couple of greens in here. I think she did it like this just because she went to put some yellow on the edge of the blue, not thinking that it was going to turn green, and ended up with green. So this is a little more of a turquoisey look than she was going to originally do. But yes, yellow and blue make green. And I feel like this shade that it makes is a little bit different than the two that are in the palette. So that's kind of nice. And then get that in there. A little bit bigger blending brush with the yellow again, just so that a little bit more of the yellow is visible on the edge. The first brush I used was a Luxie small tapered blending, and then this is just a Luxie blending. Tapered blending. The other one was the small tapered blending. This is just the tapered. And then, because there's a little bit of a line there, I'm going to go back in with the smaller one, color switching it again in the light blue. And I had to do this on the other side too, just because I felt like there was a definite line there. I think that's a little better. Okay, so I'm working at AutoZone, so I don't know that anybody's really going to be like, oh, is not blended, but. And we can take a little bit more yellow right in there, just on the edge, just to kind of get rid of that line, so it's not quite so harsh. And then under the brow bone, there's not really a highlight shade in here. I just went into my, this is the Manizer Sister palette from the Balm, and I'm just taking Mary Lou on, this is from the Vintage Cosmetics. It's just a little flat-ish brush. I'm just gonna pop. This is one of my favorite highlighters. I have it in this palette. I had a single and I ended up giving it away because I have it in here, and then I have another like face palette from them that has, I'm gonna take a little bit more of that yellow just so that there's not like a highlighter line. Yeah, because I have the Mary Lou in here and in another like multi-palette from the Balm, so I didn't think I needed 3 Mary Luminizers, but it is still a really good highlight. It's an oldie but a goodie. So I took that under my brow bone just because, like I said, there's not really a highlight shade. Any highlight, and then if there's a highlight shade in another palette that you like, I would just use that. So we're going to take a little more concealer and my flat brush. I did clean my brushes the other day. And I'm not, she went above her crease a little bit. I decided not to. I'm gonna stop right before. My eyes are so small. I've done looks where I've taken it up, and it's such a fine line. Like, I can't go super far above because, again, my eyes are so small. It ends up looking like it's like almost up to my eyebrow. So I decided just to keep it down here and do my like fake cut crease. I mean, it's not necessarily a fake cut crease, but I'm not taking it as high as she did just because I decided not to. I'm just tapping the edges with the brush, and then I'm just going in, softening the line. It just makes it easier to blend it out. I didn't do this one time just to experiment, and it does take longer to blend that edge out. So just taking your finger in there and tapping it out a little bit does, and with the brush, does make a difference. Okay. And then on a flat brush, I think this is from Alamar Cosmetics. The writing's kind of not rubbed off, but it's just a flat brush. So in here, we're gonna take greens and Calypso. So we're going to start with greens, which is this green shimmer, and then Calypso is kind of the limey yellow shade. Ended up having to exchange this palette twice. The first one that we bought, Calypso, was shattered. When I got home, I opened it up and Calypso was completely smashed. So we went back to Ulta the next day. They were really good about it. And exchanged it, and we got out to the car, and Mike opened it just to make sure, and the mirror in the second one was completely shattered. Like, there was glass falling out. And so we went back in a third time. Thankfully, we opened it in the parking lot, so we weren't all the way home, because it's about, the mall's about 20 or 30 minutes away. And we took it back in a third time. You know, we went back in and exchanged it for a third one, and she let us open it in the store and make sure it was okay. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here. I'm trying to blend out that edge a little bit of the green. I just flipped the brush over, so I'm just dragging the blue into the green, and then we'll go and blend it out a little bit more. Okay, so I'm just color switching, same brush. I used that one dry, and then we're gonna go into Calypso, and I'm going to spray it, and we'll put that on wet. So just have a little bottle of, this is just a little mini Ofra, any setting spray. You can even put, take an old setting spray bottle and put water in it. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You don't have to use your actual setting spray. There's a little bit of fallout with this, but it's not bad. And that's going more into the center of where we put the green, like so. And then again, I did color switch, but I flipped the brush over just so we can kind of blend. And I think I got a little bit, again, there's a little crumbly with that shimmer, but not bad. And on my little flat Morphe brush, I'm just gonna take the light blue and tap on the edges just a little bit. It was pretty blended, so I didn't have to do much. And that looks better. Okay, so then on the lower lash line, this is just a Jessup smudger with navy. So we took navy. I did this part in the beginning when I was doing the other eye, but I did not do it over here. So, and that was just mainly to stamp out the shape. But this is the part that I was having a hard time sticking on this side. The black that is in this palette is not like the blackest black you're ever gonna see. So I took, this is the Anti-Precision pencil from KVD. This is in Trooper. It's just a really thick, chubby black. I really need to get the waterproof one of this for doing this, probably because my eyes run so bad. And I'm taking it a little bit below my waterline. And then I have, this is also from the Vintage Cosmetics. It's just a little similar to the one that I was using with the navy. And I'm just gonna smear this, get this blended out a little bit to start. And this is just gonna be a base. Try and get that edge over there blended out a little bit. Okay, so we're just using the black. And I'm gonna put that on top. So the black on the bottom looks a little bit more impactful just because it's got some sticky underneath it. Okay. And then I think she went in with the navy and then the light blue underneath, which I did originally. So we'll do that because that's what I did on the other side originally. But then I started having my eyes run all the time. If you've been watching my videos, you know, if you're new, I have allergies that are really bad. And then I'm getting over a little bit of a cold right now on top of it. So it's probably worse than it would normally be. And then the light blue, same brush, I'm just color switching it again. And we're just gonna take that light blue underneath the dark. Okay. So that's what I did over here. And then, I don't know what the blue in this, the blue shimmer in this palette is called. Shortney. It's this shimmer up here. Same brush, color switched it again. Shimmers, I think I said this at the beginning. Shimmers do better, and I like a glittery lower lash line anyway. Shimmers do better for me on the lower lash line, and this could be why I started doing this. Because even if my eyes water, because you can use a shimmer wet, they generally tend to stick. So I'm just taking that blue shimmer underneath the black, because if this eye runs, that's where it's gonna run. And that's what I did over here. So that's what's, I kind of plopped it where the blue was starting to pick up because of my eye running. And so I do like a glittery lower lash, but I think that's why I started doing that, because like I said, they do, even the padding, because they were put down wet, they adhere a little better. And I do have concealer under my eyes. Okay, so just taking my Kleenex that I have just to clean up some of that. And then that same flat brush, and I just put a little bit of Calypso on the inner corner, just dry. And then I color switched it again and then just tried to blend it out so it's not like such a harsh. Something fell off. So that's it. I will put on some liner and some mascara, and I'll show you the finished eye look. But yeah, this is what I was playing with today. I like it. I think it's really pretty. So okay, yeah. So I brought you in a little bit closer. I did do liner, but I didn't do wing today just because it's running so bad. And I added a little bit of the Heavy Metal Urban Decay Distortion Glitter just on top of the liner in the center, so there's a little bit more sparkle in there. I need to curl my lashes again, but I have to wait for this to dry. So this is a finished look. I like it. Obviously I have to go to work, so I'm not going to put lipstick on because we're still wearing masks. But yeah, so far I like this palette. Here's, if you're not familiar, you can take the clear sheet off. This is what it looks like. It's still available at Ulta. It's been out for a while, but I like it. This is going to replace, I think, the e.l.f. Rainbow J. Kissa collab. I just don't like some of those mattes as well. So this has a red, a yellow, a blue, a green, like all the colors that are in that one. If I could hold it in frame, that would be good. So this, I think, will replace that rainbow palette. So now I have a rainbow drugstore palette that I like a little bit better. But yeah, I will link Mrs. video down below so you can watch hers. It's better than mine, so check hers out. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I was just playing. Hopefully it was entertaining. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought. I can definitely do some more looks with this palette if you guys want to see some more. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you're subscribed, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, everybody.